Hello. Thanks for showing up, Preach. Electron Bandit. Show here. Yes. Like and subscribe. Please. Thank you. So, again, my friend, I'd like to think we're friends. We're internet friends. I gotta go find him. Oh, look at that. There it is. Andare Penant. I can't. What if Microsoft bought SNK Playmore and Bandai Namco? Make a video. I was gonna make a video before this person sent the second anyway, because it got me thinking. I appreciate the comments. Keep them coming. And I was gonna say if it's worthy, I'd do it, but usually I can talk about anything anyway. But this is important, right? So let me close that for a second. So Bandai Namco and SNK, right? The key thing about if Microsoft bought these companies is that they are actively looking to enhance, make their presence more known and more popular, more bigger, better in Japan, you know? So it would make sense to buy those two. Like me, I'm like, yo, just buy Sega, let's go. You know what I mean? That would make a lot of, that's like a lot of, but if you look at the breadth of the games that SNK and Bandai have, there are a lot. Now, Bandai Namco was formed in 2006, so it was Bandai is like the not the toy, but they make models and stuff. I got a few. I mean, all of these are Bandai models. The Star Wars stuff that I like to collect and build. And Namco is, Pac-Man. You know what I mean? So back in the days, they were one of the originals coming out. So you got them, and then you got SNK, which is basically Neo Geo. I mean, before Neo Geo, it was SNK in the arcade, and then you had all these crazy games here. A lot of them I don't even know. Some of them I do, right? Some like, oh, I remember that game. Or if you'll see it in an arcade, but it's like the game you never play. Some of them you do though. But honestly, their arcade lineup is thick, but it's kind of the essential. It's not essential. It's the epitome. I was about to say epitome. It's the epitome of kind of Japanese arcade games from the 80s. And then when the systems got powerful enough, they kind of just migrated away from arcades and went to PlayStation and all that stuff. But in the 80s, you look at all these games and it's just like Sky Adventure. It's like, okay. Baseball Stars, Beast Busters. Look at the names. Ikari 3, The Rescue. So Ikari Warriors? Is that what that's supposed to be? Because I ain't gonna lie, Ikari Warriors was my jam. Yeah, it is. It's the third and final installment of Ikari Warriors. Ikari Warriors, the first one I played. That was like the game, but that was SNK. I thought that was Taito. For some reason, I thought that was Taito. Or did SNK buy Taito? Like, what's the thing about that? Ugh, can't even word words. But it's a deep library that's worth something. I don't know what it's worth. I don't think Microsoft would buy them because if you look at them, Aero Fighters. I remember the first Aero Fighters was on the Dreamcast, I believe. No, that's not what it's called. That's not what it's called. It's what was that game? I can't remember. It's an airplane game. It looked pretty good too. Samurai Showdown. So those are the games, right? From the Neo Geo. Like before Neo Geo, it was like, okay, they got a lot of games. But once the Neo Geo hit, it's just all fighting games. And that's fine. But you gotta look at look at in the eyes of Microsoft. It's like, okay, if we buy this company, it's basically we're buying these studios and the library, the IPs, right? So I mean, Samurai Showdown, Fader Fury. I think Samurai Showdown might be the biggest one. The biggest name recognition wise, whatchamacallit. series as far as name goes. I'm looking. Trying to go real quick. Bomberman, okay, Bomberman's pretty big. But Samurai Showdown, I think it'll Fatal Fury, yeah. King of Fighters, actually, I take it back. I think is King of Fighters bigger than Samurai Showdown? I don't know. I guess it depends who you ask. I think it is, but I think Samurai Showdown predates Fatal Fury, although I'm not sure. So that might give it something. But they have a lot of shooters, a lot of shoot 'em ups, shmups, if you will. King of Fighters, BD, SNK versus Capcom. Oh, I didn't know they did that one. I mean, I knew it was a game, but I didn't know who did it. Capcom, I guess SNK, because their name is first in the title. That's how it works. I don't know. They did a lot of console games after 2000. They started doing more console stuff, but they did console stuff before that as well. You know, the ports and stuff. Battle Royale, why is the red? Oh, page doesn't exist. This one. Okay. Super deep. King of Fighters RPG. I don't know what that is. I'm not reading it. Thunder V? What is Thunder V? Like Thunder Force? No, it's not. I mean, Sega got wow, I just totally forgot the name of the freaking company that they bought that made Thunder Force. It's Technosoft. They bought them, which I was kind of happy. I was like, yay! So this is my thing, right? So this is SNK. Sorry, I missed it. So arcade, right? SNK arcade, right? Neo Geo, right? So this is, oh, my bad. I just totally skipped that. So this is all Neo Geo after 90. Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Color. So a lot of them are probably ports and stuff. Atomic Wave, I have no idea. I guess that is a console. It has to be or something. I didn't know Taito had a console. What is Type X? What is the Taito Type X? Is that an arcade type of machine? Or and that's where I'm confused about the Ikari Warriors. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But and then we get into the console stuff. So I mean, but look at it though. King of Fighters, Last Blade. It's all fighting games for the most part. Fatal Fury, Samurai Showdown, King of Fighters, Metal Slug. Okay, I slept on Metal Slug. I forgot. My bad. I don't know why I forgot. But no, they got a lot of like cool arcade flavors. You know what I mean? And the fighting stuff. So, but I would say most of it is King of Fighters, Ikari Warriors. But like I said, these are ports of their older games. You know, once you get into the Super NES and all. Well, any of them actually. All of these are. I don't know if there are any original games for these older systems. Wow, 3DO had Samurai Showdown. I did not know that. Xbox. Sorry. Series X has Samurai Showdown 19. Okay. Microsoft. Who cares about the Microsoft? Still go fast. Humble Bundle, Epic Game Store, mobile phones. Okay. So I mean, you see it. Metal Slug, King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown. That's the breadth of. I mean, they have other stuff, Magical Drop, blah blah. But I mean, those are the main 3 or 4, whatever, right? It's not bad, but like they don't have the the God of War caliber banger. They don't have like the Minecraft or even the Halo or the Forza Horizon 5. Let's put that in the category now. They don't have a super huge banger like that. So, I mean, if they got them for real cheap, just to have some more, some more leverage in Japan for the Japan audience, sure. If they bought both, moving over to Namco, Bandai Namco. The thing about Bandai Namco is that they had plenty of games before 2006. I think I need to look up Namco, because when they merged, everything went out the. I can't even spell Namco. Namco games list, because they have the Namco Museum. Let's go to Wikipedia because. All right, here we go. 65. Are you serious? Video games didn't exist. Game released by Sega internationally in 66. What? Hold up. Hold up. Okay, it's not it's not a video game. It's a wow. That's interesting though. It's like, okay. So Namco is Nakamura Manufacturing Company. Namco. I didn't know that. I mean, this game Sega is a service game, so it's the same difference. But so designers was Boop Boop and Boop Boop. So Sega and Namco went in on Periscope. Wow. It's one of those gallery shooting. I wish they had more pictures. That's crazy. That's like okay. Fun, suspense, excitement. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. So, oh wait, I don't want to do that. Namco games. I don't know what that sound is. Somebody bopping and booping. All right, so Namco has, I think, more of a, since they have that history, 66. I mean, we're not gonna start 66. I guess F1 is the first real game. Is a 1976 electronic mechanical arcade racing game developed and published by Namco, distributed in North America by Atari. See, Atari had it on lock. They could have distributed the NES back in the day, but they turned it down because they were like, yo, we got 7800, and they just lost. They were too coked up with the hookers and blow and all that stuff. You know how it go. And it's just, they blew it. You blew it. They blew it. Shoot, okay, whatever. I'm gonna stop doing that. So Submarine. All right, so 76. So, when did Bandai start? Not Bandai. SNK started in 78. So close enough. 76, 78. Around the time of the dawn of video games. Actually, it was late 60s when they did the first Tennis for Two on the oscilloscope, I think. But sure, it's a game, but I'm talking about a commercial product. So it's in the set Pong, whenever that was, 72 or something like that. I don't actually know. So whatever date it was. All right, so electromechanical games. All right, so these are the not video games. Even though this F1 seems like it was, but they don't have any. Player uses the steering wheel to control a Formula Racer, which could avoid. I guess it was like an actual track thing or whatever. So here's Namco proprietary arcade systems. Nice. So they had Sega build some stuff, and Atari, right? Released by Midway. They had everybody releasing it. They didn't care. That's interesting. All right, so Rally X, Galaxian is like one of the, that's the one right? Galaga, Galaxian. Pac-Man, well, of course, Pac-Man. Come on, it goes without saying. Pac-Man is the Pac Jam. Galaga. I always thought Galaxy and Galaga. I was like, what is the difference? What? And here it says right here, it's a sequel to Galaxy. But I never liked those games. Blasphemy. Look, I'm just saying. But pole position. Remember that? They had a cartoon, son. You know your game is good when you got a cartoon, son. Come on, son. Had a super. Okay, we looking it up. That's what's up. We looking up the pole position theme song for the cartoon. Pole position theme song. There it is. You're not gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. Yo! Pole position. Yo. I'm gonna be real though. That animation was pretty dope. We gonna. Okay. I don't want. Hey, we're getting off track. I'm just saying. That song was. He said Danger Zone. When did that come out? When did that cartoon come out? In 8. When? See now. I'm not gonna. Cause I was like, hey, that's kind of sound like Ken Loggins in his Danger Zone. Right? Top Gun was what? 87? 6? 8, I don't. Anyway, if Microsoft bought these fools, I think Bandai Namco has a a more robust, popular, recognizable to the mainstream public offering than SNK by far. So it wouldn't even be in the same, like, they would get freaking SNK for cheaper, way cheaper than Bandai Namco. I'll just say that. Bandai Namco is probably just below, probably the third. Like, you got Nintendo, you got Sony, and I'm gonna say Bandai Namco is number 3 as far as Japanese video game companies. Bandai Namco. I'm trying to think out of my brain, like what's. I mean, Sega, of course. So Bandai Namco. Okay, so Nintendo, Sony, Sega, Bandai Namco. Does that make sense? I'm probably forgetting somebody else, but I think that's about right. So with the money that Microsoft has, they could buy anybody who's willing to be bought, right? So say Sega's like, yo, we need to let's go, let's do it, right? Microsoft would buy, if they had Sega, Namco, Bandai Namco, and SNK on the table. You can only buy one Microsoft. Philip, you can only buy one Philip. Sega. Well, yeah. Well, let's see. If Papa Phil puts his hat on, if he puts his businessman hat on, he might buy Bandai Namco before Sega because Pac-Man, Galaga, pole position. Come on, son. Philios. Oh, that was such a good game. They did sprite scaling in Philios. It was software sprite scaling in Philios. It was so good. I was like, yo, how can Namco do better sprite scaling than Sega, who makes the freaking console? Because I play like Super Monaco GP on the Genesis. I'm like, yo, this game is garbage. This sprite scaling is non-existent. They like draw like 3-4 different sprite sizes and it looks horrible. I'm like, this is not. I don't like it. I spit on myself. And then I play Philios, and all the little owls and the angels and all the things are flying. And you're like, it's a top-down shooter in the Greek mythologies, and it's cool. I was like, yeah, this is dope. Power up. That's not in that game, but you know, Burning Force. Oh wait, is that game where you? Oh, I loved Burning Force. Yeah, that was a good one too, because I was looking at like Space Harrier 2, which didn't have good sprite scaling either. I'm like, yo, Sega, how is it that Namco is kicking your booty with sprite scalers on your own system? What's going on here? Their software was Namco had the software for Genesis. They had it, or they were killing it. Maybe it's Nova, right? Did Nova do? No, Nova didn't do Philios. No. Galaxian, when it runs is. Yeah, they. I think Bandai Namco definitely has a juicier variety, a juicier library, man. I'm looking at all this. I'm like, yo, I want to play that. What's that? What's Starblade? What's that? Okay, that's arcade. That's all right. It's just a lot of cool. Well, look. I mean, even these pictures look good. I'm like, damn, I want to play that. There was another game. I forgot what it was called. It's kind of similar to like, not Outrun or Space Harrier. Well, it's one of those super sprite scrollers. I think they did it. Or was it Taito? I don't remember. But look at this. Look at all these games. And you know, you got arcade. You got Time Crisis. I totally forgot about Time Crisis. Prop Cycle. I remember playing that. That was such a cool game. Yeah, I played it down here. So cool. Namco console-based systems. Huh? What? Namco console-based systems. Oh, okay. Wait, what? The Namco System 11 is a 32-bit arcade board developed jointly by Namco and Sony Computer Entertainment. I didn't know that. Released in '94, the System 11 is based on a prototype of the PlayStation. Sony's first home video console using a 512 kilobyte operating system. Can I? Oh, right here. And several custom processors. The 912 is an upgraded version released in the fierce processor. Discussion of certification, PlayStation hardware, and Tekken as their answer to Sega's first product. That's crazy. So we might actually. I didn't know that they did that. So their arcade board in the whenever this was 96 was based on the PlayStation 1. So they were in bed with Sony. So I would say that probably they wouldn't sell themselves to Microsoft. But you know, this is a hypothetical, so you know, if they were to. But yeah, they have a deep. I think they have a deep library, a deep enough library. Paperboy too. Jeez. Well, Namco released. Okay, that's our target games. I'm dumb. I must remember that they are publishers too. They publish those America games in Japan. Console-based games, Battle City. All right, so yeah. I mean, look, I'm still scrolling. Look at all these games. This is NES and whatever else. Developed only, published only, compliance, blah blah blah. Yeah, so Bandai Namco is definitely, well, that's just Namco. So Bandai Namco owns, I will assume, yeah, Bandai Namco Entertainment is the successor of Namco and continues manufacturing, blah blah blah. For Namco's games released following the 2006 merger with Bandai's video game division, see list of Bandai Namco. I did that. Oh yeah, that's right here. So, and then we have, you know, the current stuff, which is, you know, consoles. This is all console stuff basically. Dark Souls. Oh, they did Dark Souls? I didn't know that. Okay. Ridge Racer, Dragon Ball. Yeah, they totally stomp SNK. This not even competition. So it's like, I mean, if it was a package, it wouldn't be a package deal. But if he's like, you got to buy both, then you say, sure, I'll take SNK too, whatever. But honestly, if there was a choice, SNK be kicking rocks down the river, because Ace Combat, Jump Force, I played that. That was okay. It wasn't super bad. Dark Pictures, I didn't know they whatchamacallit did that. They published that. Elden Ring. Let me talk about Elden Ring for a quick second. I'm not impressed. It's a Dark Souls game with a different name. No, I don't. An open world. That's it. Nope, not gonna play it. Don't care. There you go. So if everybody, all the hype behind Elden Ring, that's for all the Souls people. That's for all the Dark Souls people. That's for all the Demon Souls. That's for all the other game that I can't remember. That's what that's for. So yeah, if you don't like those games, you're not gonna like that one. And they got mobile games. There you go. All right, so I guess the moral of the story is Namco's got a lot of games. SNK, not really. And if they were to buy them, it would be good for them, because the breadth of games, they could basically be like, yo, check it out, Xbox Arcade is coming back. They're not gonna call it Live Arcade, we call it Game Pass Arcade, maybe. And it would literally have like old school arcade games in it, right? But I mean, I think that might limit it. But if there are, I mean, just based off of that list, right? You know, each company has hundreds of arcade games. That's just saying, I'm gonna just assume hundreds. You know, maybe thousands, but I would say hundreds of arcade games. Let's say, I don't know, 500. I mean, they probably have more. But let's say each Japanese company has 500 arcade games. Sega, Namco, SNK. What was the other one I said before? It doesn't matter. Yeah, all of them. Right? If you put all that together into a collection and call it Game Pass Arcade, and it's nothing but old school arcade, but emulated or whatever, they put, it's the arcade code, it's arcade perfect, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. Yes, that's thousands of games. That's like, okay, that's a lot of games. No brainer. Let's go. Even though they're like, some games are like beep bloop bleep bloop bleep bloop bleep bloop, you know, that's okay though, because the whole point of it is nostalgia, and there is a market for that. People like old arcade games. I was in Best Buy today because I was spending my money. I bought a little tool kit, and I bought a little thingy so I could put on my controller and play my Game Pass game. And I bought a SSD, a SanDisk SSD, because I was running out of room on my PC. I was like, I think I better get some more room, man. Move some files around so my computer don't just like that. You ever see a computer go? Not a good look. But yeah, so that would be crazy nice if you had Game Pass Arcade and it was really just old arcade, or honestly, it could be arcade games. So if it was released as an arcade cabinet into the wild, then it can be put into this collection. So even that Halo game that came out, that was like a 4-player shooter or whatever, you could put that there. You know, the newer games, the newer 3D games. I would say, I mean, there's a gray area where you say, okay, well, this was a console game that they ported to the arcade, then that's different. Then it's like, well, then you don't really need to do that. You just buy the console version, right? But as far as you know, the other stuff, you know, from like when it became not retro, like from during the 90s and through the aughts and the 10s, and now there's a lot. They're still making arcade games. I remember like before, when I got down here in the 90s, right? I went to a place called Boomers. Now it's called, well, no, I'm sorry. It was called Grand Prix Racerama. Then they call it Boomers. And now the place I used to go to, they tore down. I think they still might have one building, but I think they might tore that down too. But they still have the one in Boca. It has a little go-kart and golf and batting cages and all that, whatever. And they had arcade games in there, and I played. And they had all the good. It was a huge place, so it had all the games. And I totally forgot where I was going, but there was some. Oh, like I remember playing. Oh, I might have played this in Disney World, honestly, but I think it was. No, I don't think it was there. I think it was at a Grand Prix. It was the Jurassic Park sit down, the Sega Jurassic Park sit down, where it's just you're on a rail. It's like it's not a rail. It's a rail shooter, but it's a super scaler. And so it was one of their later super scalers where they got good, and they were just, everything's flying around there. You're like shooting dinosaurs in the face, and you're going through caverns and stuff. It's like Indiana Jones. It was cool. I was like, this is pretty dope, you know. And stuff like that doesn't really come out because, well, you need a light gun. I mean, they could figure out a different way to do that stuff. There's ways to figure that stuff out, but you know, it's there is a market for that stuff. How much money is Xbox willing to invest into that to kind of put it within the package of Game Pass, the big Game Pass in general? Like if you have Game Pass Arcade, which is included within Game Pass Ultimate, let's just say, not the regular Game Pass, you know? If you got the PC Game Pass or the Xbox Game Pass, you don't get it. If you pay for Ultimate, then you get the Game Pass Arcade, then you get all them retro games. Plus, that's an incentive for people to pay for the extra $5 to get the arcade stuff too. You know how many people would sign up for that, son? Man, so many people. Crazy. But a lot of the times, a lot of the kind of business model is to create collections like Namco, the Namco Arcade Classic Collection, or the Sega Mega Drive Collection, Sonic Sega Mega Drive, which is I wish I could reach through the internet and smack somebody at Sega. I want an arcade collection from Sega. I don't want Genesis games. I want the arcade, please. We have systems that are more powerful than anyone in the world. They could do it. There's no excuse except for lack of vision. Maybe I'm the only one who wants it. I'm not the only one who wants it. And I would rather buy a game like that than go through the trouble of creating an emulator. Although I'm doing that because they're not doing it. It's been how many years? It's been 30 years. It's been 40 years. I don't even want to think about it anymore. It's almost 40 years from the golden age for when I fell in love with video games and to now. It's not quite there yet, but almost. And I'm like, yo, y'all still ain't got me a Yu Suzuki collection on nothing. It was on the Dreamcast, but only in Japan. And now it's like $1 billion. You try to buy it, you can't find it nowhere. It came with a book and stuff, but. And even though Yu Suzuki fell off a little bit, Shenmue 3, look, I still like his old games. Whatever, man. I'm mambling. Look, bottom line, if Microsoft bought them, it would only benefit them. That's it. But yeah, that's it. I appreciate you again, Mrs. Miss Pennant, Adari, whatever. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Keep the comments coming. Let me know if you got some more topics you'd like me to try to talk about for 30 minutes. Well, it's usually not 30 minutes, but I tend to ramble. Sorry. But yeah. Like, subscribe. I'm closing in on the end of this next video, the music video. It's coming up. I'll have a little, I guess I'll do a little ad campaign for it or whatever, just to let you guys know when it's gonna pop off. And it'll be cool. But yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe. I need some more subscribers. Of course. That's it. I got tilt the weight.